8.2 is all about multiplying. We're going to multiply monomials and polynomials. First, we got to understand what those are. Do you remember what a monomial is? Monomial is one term. Polynomial is 3 or more. Yep. Could also be a binomial, but mostly it's going to be 3 or more. Okay. So let's just start off with an example right away. I'll give you some time to write this down. Okay. So here is our monomial multiplied by our polynomial. Okay. Ultimately, what's happening is we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to take our monomial and multiply it by every term in the polynomial. So if I take negative 3x squared times 7x squared, what am I going to get for that? Do the numbers first. Negative 3 times 7, negative 21, and then x squared times x squared. What do I do with my exponents? Add them so we get x to the 4th. And now take negative 3x squared times negative x. We're going to get 3x to the... Add exponents, remember? So when you multiply, we're going to add exponents. So we get x to the 3rd. And then last one, we have negative 3x squared plus 4. Or sorry, negative 3x squared times 4. Yep, negative 12x squared. Now what you're going to want to check is if your answer is in standard form. Is our answer in standard form? Yeah. What makes it in standard form? Let's talk about that. There's no like terms. Okay, it's simplified. What else about standard form? What has to go first? The highest degree down to the smallest. So greatest to lowest degree is our standard form. Okay, in this case it worked out nicely. We don't have to simplify or anything. Okay. Questions so far? Go ahead and try this one. So multiplying a monomial times a polynomial, what do we have to do? What are we doing with that monomial? Distributing, so we have negative 6d to the 3rd times 3d to the 4th. Multiply your numbers first. Negative 6 times 3. Negative 18. And then what's my new exponent? 7. Yep, add. And now the second one. What do we get for that one? Positive 12. D to the 6, right? When you're multiplying, make sure those exponents change. Now we have negative 6d to the 3rd times negative d. What do we get for that? 6d to the 4th, yep. And then multiply it by our constant, negative 6d to the 3rd times 9. Negative 54 d to the... Thank you. D to the 3rd. Now check if it's in standard form and if it's simplified, is it? Yep. We have our highest degree at the front all the way down to our lowest, and there's no like terms. Biggest thing, just remember your exponent rules. Multiply, you add your exponents. Now go ahead and write this down. We're going to simplify the expressions after we multiply. So here we're actually going to have to end up simplifying at the end. What do you notice that we have in this one? We have two separate ones, right? So let's take it one at a time. Let's do that first one. We have 2p times negative 4p squared. P to the... Yep, remember, add your exponents. If there's no exponent, you can assume there's a 1 there. Okay, now do 2p times 5p. 10p to the... Yep. Now we take the second one. What do I have to remember to take with it on the second one? The negative, yep. Negative 5 times 2p squared. Negative 10p squared. And then I have negative 5 times 20. Minus 100. Now, once we do this, what do we have to check? If we can simplify, do we have any like terms? Remember, like terms, you want to look for the same degree. We have like terms? Here and here. What happens to those? They cancel. 10p squared minus 10p squared. They end up canceling. Do we have any other like terms? Nope. So just rewrite what you have left. And then that is your answer. Okay, go ahead and try this one. Okay, so again, we have two separate ones. We need to take them one at a time. So 3 times 5x squared, 15x squared, and then we have 3 times 2x, 6x, and then we have 3 times negative 4. Negative 12, good. Now that last one, take that negative with negative x times 7x squared. X to the third. Negative x times 2x. X squared. Then negative x times negative 3. We get plus 3x. What do we do next? Simplify. Look for your highest degree. What's our highest degree? 3. Does it have any other like terms? Is there any other term with degree 3? Nope. So I'm going to pull that one down. What's our next degree? 2. So we have 15x squared and we have negative 2x squared. So we want to combine those. 15x squared minus 2x squared. Yep, 13x squared. Next would be x's, 6x plus 3x, 9x, and then what do we have left? Negative 12. Yep, I use the underline method to find my like terms just so I know I already had them accounted for. Now we know we're done because we have it in standard form and there's no more like terms. Questions before we move on to the last concept today? Okay. Now we're kind of putting all of it together, okay, into an equation. So when we have an equation, that means we actually want to find a value for our x or for our variable. So we're going to simplify and then solve for our variable. So what do we need to do first on this one? Distribute, yep, 7 times t squared. It's kind of nice when you only have a constant, you only have to multiply the numbers together. 7 times 5t, 35t, 7 times negative 9, negative 63. And then we still have that plus t. Now I'm on to the other side. T times 7t, what do I get for that? 7t to the second, and then I have t times negative 2, negative 2t, and then we have plus 13. Any ideas for what you think we should do from here? Before we start moving things around, always see if you can simplify on each side first. Can we simplify on the left? Do we have any like terms on the left? Right. 35t plus t. What does that give us? So we have 36t minus 63. Do we have anything on the right we can simplify? Nope. So I'm just going to rewrite that there. Now we can start moving things on the same side and solving for t. I would always start with your highest degree. What's our highest degree? T to the second. Okay, if I move one of those to the other by subtracting, what's going to happen? They're going to cancel out. So I'm going to show that here. Subtract 7t squared because we want to get them on the same side. Well, those end up canceling each other out. So then rewrite what you have left. 36t minus 63 equals negative 2t plus 13. Now it looks like algebra you've been doing for a long time. What do we do next? Add what? Add 63? Could you do this multiple ways? Yep. So we have 36t equals negative 2t. What's 13 plus 63? Yep. What do I need to do next? Plus 2t. So we have 38t equals 76. Last step. Divide by 38. So we get t equals 2.